start with 2 ways to start your day or include in your day that has helped so many people, whether they've been in a terrorist attack situation or any type of crisis. So this would be a nice daily routine to start with. And to begin with, you know, we're reading and watching lots of videos right now about how to keep fit, how to keep your energy and remain upbeat during a crisis. So there's a lot of information overload going on there. So the first thing I wanted to say to you, what would you, or ask you, what would you say is the most important thing you can do to energize? What do you think is the most important way to refuel your body? So hands up here who think it's getting a good solid 6 to 8 hours of sleep to repair and energize. Okay. Hands up here who thinks it's eating, obviously healthily. Okay. Hands up who thinks it's drinking good clean water. Okay. Now, when you're in a place of crisis like this, the topmost fear is, are we going to die? And when you look at that, it's the flight, fight, fright goes into trying to reason what's the most important thing to do. So I'm going to ask you, how long do you think it would take to die if you don't sleep? Can anybody hazard a guess? Well, I've not seen anybody die from a lack of sleep. A compromised immune system, yes, but not a lack of sleep. That the lack of sleep's compromised how they react to things. So that's the first thing. Doesn't take too much. Then how long do you think it takes to die if you don't eat? Anybody say anything? It's about 4 weeks. Yeah, about 4 weeks. And if you don't drink, how long does it take to die? 3, 4 days? Okay. So that's the order of importance on what needs to re-energize your body. But here's the crux. How long does it take to die if you don't breathe? Minutes. Absolutely minutes. So our breath is our life force. If we're not breathing, we're dead. And so I'm going to give you in the first tip how to breathe differently in times of crisis. There are lots of ways to breathe in meditation, but this I use to all my clients when they're in crisis. We're going to do it. We're going to do 3 breaths where you breathe in for the count of 4, gently, hold for 4, breathe out through your mouth for 4, and hold for 4. And we're going to do it 3 times. Now, I use this a lot for sleeping. I call it my natural sleeping pill. If I can't sleep, I repeat it from time to time during the night. And then I find I wake up in the morning going, oh, it worked. It really worked. So, yeah. So just close your eyes and gently breathe in and hold and breathe out through your mouth and hold and another gentle breath in. Keep it there and release through your mouth gently and stay. And another breath in. And let it out. Just wait. When you're ready, open your eyes. That's oxygenated your blood and brought a life force and a sense of reasoning that's beyond anything you can describe. Can you hear how my voice has gone down a couple of levels just by doing that? So that's the first step, that if you can do that on a daily basis, you won't look back. The next thing to be able to have a look at is, again, we're bombarded on how important it is to be so positive and remain positively positive there. So I'm going to take a step further than that. There are many hidden fears within us, especially right now, and it almost feels too scary to let them out. I have clients saying to me, I'm scared I'll lose the plot if I let out my most hidden fears. And what they find out is when they let it out, they do lose it, but they don't lose what they think. They lose fear. So I'm going to suggest on a daily basis, you set up a list where you list all your most deep hidden fears that you can think of in all areas of your life, where you trust and faith, where you're not trusting, where you're mentally really stretched, where you're physically feeling stretched as well, where within the family there's a lot of tension, socializing is tense filled, financial, and your vocation, your work. And just write it all down, make as comprehensive a list, and give yourself permission to get it out of yourself and onto paper or typing. Then you're going to do what everybody's being told to do, which is to look at what's positive. So we're all doing it. You know, the dolphins are back in Venice in the canals, and the skies are better. And at home, I've got time to read a newspaper, or, well, I don't know if that's so great, but got time to do more things. And, you know, it was so wonderful to get that hug today from my partner, and list all those. And I'm not marginalizing that list, but it's an easier list to do because we've been taught to do it for our whole lives. So honor it and make that list as well. But the final one is the most important one, which is being able to turn your positive focus onto your negative list. So you're going for this first step, just do it with one. Take your one fear that you are so really very, very absolutely out of the park about. It's really scaring you. And then you're going to ask yourself, what in that negative is it doing for me that if I was experiencing its opposite would be missing in my life? How is this extreme angst serving me? Who or what or where is it pushing me to turn in more faith and trust, either myself or turning to somebody else with new conversations and new depth of understanding that would be missing if that fear wasn't there? What skills, techniques, experience, and exposure is it giving me that would be lost if I didn't have this fear? So where am I using new mental skills? So that could be deduction skills, negotiation skills. There are a whole load of mental skills that we use. Where's it pushing you to use new ones or hone existing ones? Where is it pushing me to do something more physical that's really serving me? It might be that it's pushing me to redo my diet. This fear is going, okay, I'm going to have a look, or maybe it's to sew. For me, I've started sewing and I'm starting my autobiography. So writing again and sewing, this deepest fear has pushed me into that. And those are skills and techniques that give me patience and creativity, and that would be missing if that fear wasn't present. Socially, what's it giving me? What social skills? Who's it pushing me towards that I don't normally, or in new ways with people I do? How am I feeling different financially? What am I doing differently? What decisions am I making? How am I feeling softer about money because of this? And lastly, what's it helping me to do in my work that's different? And your work could be that you're an at-home parent. That's a very valuable piece of work. Whatever your work is, it doesn't have to be a paid work. Where is this fear serving me to gain skills, techniques, experience, and exposure that was missing before I had that fear? And when you start listing that equal list to the list of your fear, that fear starts balancing on an unconscious level as much as it does on a conscious level. If you can take those 2 action steps every single day, you'll start seeing that you'll be more objective than reactionary. The knee-jerk will be less, and you'll be able to feel as though you're in your power, being able to manage your deepest fears. Thank you very much.
Virtual round of applause. Woo, 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 woo. That was brilliant. Thank you so much for that. And again, please, anybody that's watching this who wants to ask either Jenetta a question, Marilyn or Julia, either reach out to them directly or put the question in and I will ask it out. We're here to serve you as much as we can for the next few minutes, so please utilize it. Just before the end of the call, I'll make sure, the end of the Zoom, I'll make sure that all the speakers put their details in so you can connect with them, whether it be social media or email them directly. Because I understand also that obviously coming forward when you have issues around anxiety can't always be easy. So maybe you want to do it in private. So we'll make sure that everyone puts their details so you can connect with them. Well done, fascinating stuff.